In through your nose and out of your mouth. All right, let's go ahead and get started. Let's go ahead and do what we need to do today and complete the task that we are here for. All right. So today we are doing spirit team versus earth team, how to connect with both for spiritual enlightenment. How to connect with both for spiritual enlightenment. So our journey today, we're going to be learning at the end of our journey today about spirit teams, earth teams, and learning how to use both. Learning how to use both. All right. Now, get your papers and your pens ready. Let's get started with our notes. Let's get started with our notes. All right. So, this class and information is to help you all connect with your spirit team and earth teams. I will be discussing my experience and experiences of others that I have privy to know about and past couple of years. And I want to also discuss some things with you guys at the end of this presentation. Okay. So everybody has a spirit team. What is a spirit team? What's going on? What is a spirit team? A spirit team is a divine team of beings that consist of angels, spirit guides, archangels, and your higher self, or what people would like to call your spirit, your soul, the original part of you that was created before it was wrapped into a vessel. That is your spirit team. Again, your spirit team is angels, archangels, your higher self, and something that we like to call spirit guides, okay? Spirit guides. So everyone has a spirit team. Your spirit team was brought into you before you was even born. Now your earth team, yeah, your earth team. Your earth team consists of something that you create, okay? This isn't, now your spirit team was something that happened to you before birth. That was a team that was created before you was even born, before you even knew your mother, before you even knew who you were. Your spirit team was already established. Your earth team, however, is something that you establish, okay? And it consists of motivators, accountability partners, consultants, mentors, coaches, whatever you may think of. That is what an earth team is. That is what an earth team is. Excuse me for a moment if I paused sharing. I just have to fix a couple of things and we'll be right with you. Okay, any questions so far? Any questions? You could raise your hand or you could just go ahead and speak, unmute yourself.
In the spirit team, did would benevolent ancestors be in that group?
I love it. I love you so much, Rhonda. And exactly, yes, you are 100% correct, but we're about to go back into that in a minute. Yes, that is a good question. Okay, that is a very, very good question.
I have something else too. Okay. So like you know, our spirit team, are they, devised of like a council of people that are over our oversoul, our being, as we, come into human form? You know what I'm saying? Like were they the team of people that were like, this is really our child and we're going to watch over this person for eternity, because your oversoul is with you for your whole life, right? For all your lives, right?
Spirit teams, they are beings that have been assigned to you before birth. They always are around since before you even took your first breath. They are around. And in this presentation, we're going to break every single last rule, every single last thing that the spirit team may be. I apologize, you guys. I pushed the wrong button. Sorry about that. We're going to go over that. So yes, Rhonda, we're about to go over that extensively right now.
All right, I'm going to mute and I'll listen.
I love you. And yes, those are some good questions. And yes, it looks like you already have some insight on some things too. All right. And as I said before, your spirit team was a team that was already created before your birth. And who was it created by? It was created by the divine creator, God, I am, Yahweh, the will within the will, ancient of days. It was been here before anything was established about you. Now your earth team is something different that you yourself is in control of and you yourself are able to create. So let's get into the roles of each team, okay? Let's break each team down, all right? So, spirit team, first things first, your guardian angels. Your guardian angels on your spirit team. They are high vibrational energy beings. Their main purpose for you is to protect, offer comfort, guidance, and reassurance. They are unique to the individual. So you're able to call upon them when you need protection, when you feel frightened, or you're scared about a situation. Of course, there are more than one guardian angel around each person. There are more than one, okay? And they are around you all day, every day, moving to and fro. To communicate with them is by inviting them in. It's as simple as a prayer for you. It's as simple as saying that I know that you are around. They are unique to the individual. And what I mean about that is that if you are an artsy person, you will have artsy guardian angels around you. If you are an intuitive person, you will have these intuitive angels around you on your spirit team to help you on certain things in your life. Now, as you invite them into your life and as you're more aware of them, the way that they communicate with you is through signs, dreams, and other people. Signs. And like I say, they're unique to you. So a long time ago, I used to say that I used to pray about things and then I'll watch a movie and find the answer. And people used to be like, huh? How do you watch a movie and find the answer? Well, I was praying for something specific and I was ready to receive that. And I knew that I had divine beings around me. So when I would pray something, I remember I was watching the Transformers one time and I had like this whole thought on humanity and all this stuff going through my head. And I watched the first Transformers movie and like, After the second or third scene, I was at so much peace. I was like, wow, this is what I was asking about in my prayers, because your angels are unique to you. So when they send you signs, they're sending you signs that only you would understand. Everybody else might not even get it, but you get it. All right. All right, so I'm gonna move on to the next slide. Next person, next entity, next being, next divine on your team are archangels. These are some authoritative angels. Okay. They're extremely high vibrational. So they're more high vibrational energy than guardian angels. Okay. These archangels are ancient beings. They're ancient, ancient, ancient. One of the first creations before guardian angels to be a part of you and to help guide you and comfort you. They were archangels. They were archangels. They are master of all the angels. Master angels are your archangels. They oversee all souls. They oversee all guardian angels, and they oversee spirit guides, which are also a part of your spirit team. And you will understand why in the next slide. Okay, so these are some authoritative angels, like the Archangel Michael, who is the leader of all the Lord of armies. So when you're thinking about protection, when you're thinking about battling certain spiritual things, when you're thinking about, hey, I need that fierceness, Archangel Michael, Archangel Gabriel, known to be the intuitive archangel, the one where you just need clarity. You need some type of clarity. And Archangel Gabriel is around children and women a lot. He is a patron of women and children. Jophiel, Archangel Jophiel. Archangel Jophiel is an archangel of women and children as well. And he is there for the women's comfort. He is there for the elevation of women. He is there for all of it, but not just you, but all women. So archangels are not unique to you in your personality. But there's no issue too small. There's no problem too big that you cannot connect to an archangel to find a solution. So all of these are a part of your spirit team. That's all you. That's a part of you. And they're assigned to you before you were born. Now, just for fun, one of the archangels that's assigned to me is Gabriel. There's a few of you on here. I do see Jophiel.
I was just about to ask you, who am I connected to?
And there's a few of you on here. I see Raphael, Ariel, and they're like big, huge, huge, huge beings behind you guys. Big, huge beings. Super, super protectors are archangels. Super protectors. So know that you have guardian angels with you at all times, and you have archangels that come to and fro, sort of like a supervisor angel, to make sure that your spirit team and everything is going the way that it's supposed to go in your life. Now, the next slide and the next two positions I'm talking about, not a lot of people accept. I'm gonna be real with y'all, because not a lot of people could wrap their minds around it. Okay. But I'm going to give you this information and know that it is true, and know that I've seen it for myself, for many, many clients. We're going to talk about spirit guides and your higher self. Your spirit guide and your higher self. Okay. And we're going to roll that into one. And the reason that we're going to roll the spirit guides and your higher self into one is because of this first point right here. Spirit guides were once human that ascended to a higher level of consciousness and contracted to be your guide. Okay. Now, when I say once human, don't think, don't think that these are once human that just died like yesterday. Nah. These are once humans that lived life a while back. Okay. A while back. All right. Majority of spirit guides that I have encountered in one-on-one sessions with people are older, they're ancient. Some of them are ancient just by how they present themselves and what they wear when I see them. They are very in tune with themselves and they are matter of fact, like, hey, it's this right here. Hey, hey, hey. And in majority of my sessions, when I do call your spirit team to enter into our sessions to help you heal blockages, to find out your gifts, to find out your purpose, most of the time it's a spirit guide that's talking. It's a spirit guide that's talking to me. I'm like, oh, okay. Hey, how are you? Oh, okay, awesome. And sometimes I'm in awe of some people's spirit guides too. Sometimes I'm like, oh my God, there's this spirit guide around. Oh my gosh, she's so beautiful. Oh my gosh, she's so ancient. Oh my God, he's so big. And he has this ancient garb on him. Most of the spirit guides that I've spoken to or encountered in sessions are ancient. But not saying that you might have a spirit guide that you know or have encountered in this lifetime. For the simple fact that spirit guides are anything from religious figures, okay, soulmates, okay, an animal, okay. And your spirit guide can also be a loved one that has just been so consciously leveled up, just, and now they are your spirit guide right now. But as I've said before, most of the ones that I have encountered have been some ancient beings, have been some beautiful beings. And just like guardian angels and just like archangels, you may have more than one. The only difference is your spirit guides, they are unique to you. Just like your guardian angels are, they are very unique to who you are. They are very unique to your life and your personality. So these people have deep, 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 deep understanding of life and what is going on and what you are going through because they once lived. They once lived. And because they reach such a higher level of consciousness, they can be like, you know what? I want to go back and I want to help somebody. I want to go back and I want to be with someone where I can guide them in their life because that was an emotional roller coaster. I didn't expect that. I didn't expect that. So they contract to be a part of your life and to help you out in a lot of things that your angels will never understand and experience, and your archangels will never understand and experience because these are divine beings. These are divine beings that run off of logic. Emotions is a human experience. Okay? Emotions is a human experience. So your angels and your archangels, they're not going to understand certain things we go through in life. They're going to look at it logically and be like, get out, like, stop doing that. Maybe you need to stop this, or you're getting angry for no reason. But your spirit guides will have a deeper understanding of why you feel that way, why you made that decision. And you can call on your spirit guides and be like, hey, I need your help. All right. Your higher self, your higher self is you, is you. Now, I don't know how many people in here have ever experienced the Bible or church or religion. But in church classes, we always learn that you have a spirit within yourself, like your spirit, like there's something wrong with your spirit, or there's something wrong with that man's spirit. That is also your higher self, or what other people might call your over soul. Your over soul. Okay? Your over soul. So that also is a part of your spirit, because you were created not of flesh first, but you were created of spirit first, wrapped into a vessel. Okay, so your spirit, your original creation, authentic you, the authentic you is your higher self, and that is a part of your spirit team. All right. Any questions before we move on into Earth teams? Any questions before we move on into Earth teams?
Can a spirit guide double as a benevolent ancestor as well?
Yes, a spirit guide can be an animal, a loved one, a religious leader, or just someone who is just of higher consciousness that just wants to contract with you to help you out in your life. And yes, a lot of the times, there's been a lot of times that I've encountered spirit guides in sessions, and a lot of times they're either related to you in a distant way. I haven't found one yet that is like, oh, I'm her mom.
Yeah. I
Of,
have some spirit guides that I know, that I knew in this life, actually.
of course.
Yeah, that have passed along. And so, yeah, I know a couple of my spirit guides that have passed along in this life.
It can be loved ones, it can be an animal, it can be a
Yeah.
figure, but a lot of the times the one that's speaking to me is ancient.
Yeah.
And you do have more than one. Just like you have multiple guardian angels, you have multiple archangels that surround you, you do have multiple spirit guides that are around you. But for some reason, the one that speaks to me when I connect with people is always an ancient one. It's always an ancient one, an older one. Oh, I'm related to her from the mother side. I was her great 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 grandfather, auntie, and I'm like, huh? You know?
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh my God, really? That's some kindred stuff there. So a lot of them I have encountered have been ancient. They are loved ones. Some of them are not loved ones. Some of them are just some really good beings that are just here to help you. And they're contracted with our divine creator, God, the most high source.
Absolutely.
However you call it. They were contracted by them.
I love that. I wanted to add an attribute to the archangels, and that would be healing.
Yes, archangels are very healing beings. Thank you. Thank you, Rhonda. That is one of their attributes. They are
Raphael Green, my favorite, my guy.
healers, definitely.
Yeah. Yeah.
Gabriel, you can call upon Gabriel and on emotional healing because it's intuitive. Gabriel is the one over a lot of people that are intuitive.
Mm-hmm.
Who hold certain messenger gifts, such as clair gifts, where you can hear the divine. And Gabriel is one of the archangels that when you just feeling not yourself in your gift and in who you are, is one of those archangels that will help you to see and understand that you are more than what you think you are.
Yeah. Gabriel's color is yellow as well, right?
It depends on the person, to be honest.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Associate any colors with them because it actually depends on the person and what they're representative in their life. As we discussed before, guardian angels and spirit guides are unique to the individual. Sometimes when an archangel presents himself to you, they might present themselves to you in a color that you would recognize because
Mm-hmm.
signs, wonders, dreams, visions to communicate with you, and their communication skills is levels over ours. So they find ways where they can communicate with you where you can understand, where you can understand. But a lot of people do see Gabriel in yellow. I never see him in that color. I always see him in like a nice powdered blue.
Mm.
So it's unique to the individual. And when I see him in that color, when I'm approached, I'm always very young and I'm always wearing a powdered blue dress. And he's always consoling me, holding my hand. It's okay, Karen. We talked about this before. You don't remember. And there's a lot of things that he'll tell me that we've spoken about before. And I'm like, I don't remember no conversations with you. Like, what you mean? When was this happening?
Mm-hmm.
It's because they've been around since the beginning of you. So there's a lot of things that you might not even remember in dreams or in visions that they had conversations. So he's always consoling. He's always rubbing my hand, telling me it's all right. It's all right. And I'm always at peace.
That's
Always
what's
at peace. So I always see him more so in a powdered blue. Archangel Ariel always comes to me in a bronze-like color. A matte bronze. It looks like the stars in bronze. I can't describe it, but I know that that's Ariel because that's how he presents himself. Him or she, I don't really put genders. I just say he because it's easier for me to say. But that's the colors that he comes to, and I know that's him. I know that's a message that's beyond, 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 beyond. I know this message is coming from up top. I know this message is coming directly from the spirit world. So I'm like, okay, I know who you are. So they do appear to you in different forms that are comfortable. If you would prefer them to be in yellow and just see them the way that other people have seen them, yes, they will do that for you just to establish a connection. Just to establish a connection. But I have seen them in different forms. Don't ask them to go into their original form though.
So when you talk about angels and archangels, neither have ever been human.
No, they
So
have
humans will never be. So humans don't ever ascend to being angels or archangels. That's myth.
You want to know something? I don't want to say yes or no on that, but I haven't encountered it yet. The archangels and the angels that I've had conversations and communications with, they were never here in human form, but they are here. Most of the time, it usually is spirit guides and ancestors that I encounter in sessions that have experienced that life before. But personally, I feel as though that they have been legions of guardian angels and angels that have asked to become human. I believe that. I believe that they come here to find the human experience. And I do believe that there are earth angels on this earth walking among us, having this
I
human.
ask that do they materialize or is that myth?
Do they materialize? The earth angels?
No, well, I was just saying, like, okay, we talked about archangels and angels, and so, like, we talked about the spirit team. I was just wondering if they materialize, like,
Me, they have. For me, in my experience, and I can only speak of my experience, I don't know if that's true for anybody else. Maybe I've had a couple of friends that have encountered angels. Apostle King have talked about encountering angels and seeing them. For me, since I was young, I've always been able to see them. So for me, my experience is a little different than everyone else. So some people might see them sporadically. Some people in extreme emotional distress, they will see them. Some people after hours of prayer, the veil gets lifted. Meditation, certain things get lifted where you are able to see them and they materialize themselves in front of you. But being that I've always been able to connect with spirits, always been able to see certain things, always dreamed of beings as a young child. I can remember being young and looking down at the foot of my bed and just seeing a man sitting there.
Mm.
I've experienced, even in this house, when I first moved in this house, there was a lady in a red dress. I was so happy to get rid of her. Because one girl used to be coming to my room crying, my kids. And I'm like, oh my God. And there was another lady with a white dress that used to come. And, so I asked them to leave. I asked them to go. I let them know I'm not in the business of giving your family members or tracking them down for a message. You're going to have to find another medium or somebody like for that. But they do materialize themselves to certain people. Now, if you have never seen them before, one way, and you do want to see them, a lot of people go through spiritual enlightenment. They go through unblocks. They go through spiritual therapy to kind of unblock that part of them where they're able to see and able to connect. But all in all, everything that you are seeing is you.
Yeah, I had a dream one time. I know my intuition was kind of at a peak point, and so I had a dream one time, and in this dream, like I remember seeing colors that I don't even think I've ever seen in reality. You know what I mean? Like colors that I'm like, I don't know really what that color was. But I
Uh-huh.
kind of remember it. The closest I could say could be like a bluish purple or something. But I was like, I've never seen colors like that. And I wondered, I was like, I wonder if that's what angels look like or something.
Exactly. Like when I said Archangel Ariel, I always see him in a bronze color. That's just the closest thing I can describe to it. I cannot describe the magnificence and the way that his skin was. And that was something that I noticed off bat when he presented himself to me. And it sometimes he presents himself as a man, sometimes he presents himself as it actually really depends on the situation that I'm going through for him to get my attention. You understand? But originally, when I first encountered Archangel Ariel, his skin and the fact that he spoke to me without moving his mouth was what really, really got me. And I never will ever forget, and I can never find ways to describe his skin tone. It was like stars as his skin. It was like bronze as his skin. It's like it was bronze, but it shined, but wasn't shiny. It was matte. It was it's so hard to explain. And as I was taken to a celestial place, which I like to call the third heaven, because I was a Christian at that time when I had that experience. So I like to call it the third heaven because I was hearing a lot of pastors and prophets preach about the third heaven and the third dimension and all that stuff. But when I got to this celestial place, every being there was colors that I have never in my life. And they were huge and they were beautiful and they were majestic and it's like watching Amazons of different colors and different hair types walk around. It was just so beautiful. So yes, to answer your original question, Shirley, they can manifest themselves to people, to some. They can. Like I said, just be careful of their original form. Their original form is something that I can never. And when they do come to me in their original form and they're talking to me and I'm like, can you switch into like a human? can you switch into like an animal? Because I can't, like, I can't concentrate on what you're trying to tell me because I'm too busy trying to figure out what is this in front of me? Like, what is this? So like I sometimes I do stop and I'm like, hey, can you present yourself as something that I would become? I'm too scared. Like sometimes I'm too scared, or sometimes I'm just like, yo, I can't take that. So that has been my experience. Now, other people might have experienced them different. You never know. But thank you, Shirley. All right, so we're going to move on to the splendor. Oh, I had how do you connect with them on a daily basis? I apologize. In your spiritual journey, this is a very important part. You are able to invoke your spirit team with your emotions. With your emotions, the emotions of gratitude. That's one. The emotion of love. That's two. And I'm gonna be the devil's advocate here and say the emotion of anger, because there's been times that I have been angry and they come. And I'm like, I don't want to listen to you, leave me alone. Don't talk to me, leave me alone. I'm mad, let me stay mad, leave me alone. So you can invoke them with your emotions, especially because let's remember what we learned about the angels and the archangels. Angels are high vibrational energy beings, and archangels are even higher vibrational energy. Our emotions, if you take in our self-development class and emotional awareness class, you will know that I define emotions as energy. You can manifest it, you can create it, and you can transfer it. Okay? So if these are high vibrational energy beings and my emotions are energy itself within this vessel, when you are emotional, you do inadvertently invoke your spirit team. Okay? Invoke your spirit team. Right? Call on them. Call on them. Those of you who were raised in church, you know that's the first thing a pastor or the mother of the church will tell you, call on Jesus. Call on the name of Jesus. When you call, there's something about the name Jesus. All right? When you call on Jesus, he will come. Same thing applies to all of our divine beings in this earth realm and in this universe. When you call on them, they come, especially if you know their name or know examples of their names. Because to be honest with you, we can never pronounce their name. I'm inquisitive and I ask a lot of questions. So I'm like, who are you? What's your real name? And they be like, and I'll be like, huh? What? How do humans know you, Ariel? And I'm like, oh, I heard of you. That's so cool. I heard of you. I know that Ariel name though. But that other stuff you was telling me, I'm like, huh? So they know the names that have been given to them during time. They know who you are calling because in actuality, it's the emotion around what you're calling is what really matters. Jesus' name isn't Jesus. His name is Yahshua ben Yosef. His name is Yahshua ben Yosef. Jesus is a transliteration, not a translation of his name. A transliteration means that they got it wrong. And some of the letters in Jesus's culture didn't exist in Greek culture. So they had to like put it together and be like, look, this is the closest we could get. Jesus. This the closest we could get to this man's name here is Jesus, right? But when you call on Jesus, and I'm gonna be a witness to it, I'm not a religious person anymore, I'm not a Christian anymore, but trust and believe spiritual things are real on every level of religion. It qualifies, I'll tell you that. But there's been times that I've called on Jesus in my dreams that he does, some things do actually happen. And the situations when I called on Jesus in my dreams, I'm scared. I'm frightened. I don't know what to do. So I'm like, Jesus, 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 help me. And he does. Something always reverts in that dream. Something always happens in that dream because my emotion of fear, my emotion of, look, I'm scared. And I know my knowledge and awareness that, hey, if I call on this being Jesus, he's going to help me because he's not really human like that. He ascended. He ascended and all that stuff. So call on them. Call them. Invoke them with your emotions. It works. And these are experiences that I'm talking to you about as a Christian, not even as a spirituality coach, not even as somebody that studied other religions or other spiritual practices. But when I was a hard down Christian, you couldn't tell me nothing. I was experiencing these things that I'm talking to you about now. All right, so let's go on. Let's move on. Let's move on. All right. The splendor of an earth team. Earth teams. Now, this is when we can have some fun and where we can invoke our own creativity in our own souls and also in our lives. Yay. Our earth teams. So earth teams are really, really great. And the reason why they are really, really great is because a lot of people, believe it or not, cannot wrap their heads around having divine beings, angelic beings. They're just not really good with that. Some, even though they have the knowledge of what a spirit team is, and they have the knowledge of knowing that there's beings and energies around us, they would prefer not to mess with it. They would prefer to stay in the logical and in the tangible. So your spirit team kind of mimics, your earth team kind of mimics a spirit team. It's tangible support. You are able to create your team by delegating the roles. You can change as you move through your journey or your self-development. And spirit teams are very, very important in both parts. Okay? In your life, we all need others around us to really thrive and have a real earth experience. As I discussed earlier, angels and archangels have not had an earth experience, but the spirit guides have. To really thrive and have an earth experience on a spiritual journey or on a journey of self-development, you need to develop an earth team. You have full control in creating your earth team. You are able to let whoever know what you need for them and let them know that, hey, I have you as a part of my earth team, and this is the role that I have you in my life. And I need you in my self-development journey. I need you in my spiritual journey. So I would love for you to be a part of my earth team. You're able to have 3 to 5 people on your earth team, 6, it could be as big as you want, but make sure that they have the top 3, which is your supporter, okay, your accountability partner, and you got to have a consult or a mentor of some type. You got to have that has to happen, okay? But you can create other roles as you need it emotionally, mentally, or spiritually. That is the good thing about an earth team. You are in complete control. Whereas your spirit team, you ain't had no say so in that. They was just like, yeah, this what you get, y'all.
What was the second one? You said supporter?
Accountability partner. And we're gonna go through each role individually. Okay. Let's get down with our supporters, or what I like to call motivators. Your motivators. Okay. We all need that in our lives. There are the ones that support you no matter what. They are rooting for your success no matter what. These are people that are here to keep you motivated. They make sure that your moral compass is still intact. Always have an encouraging word. Always say something to you that have you snap out of a dull energy. Always there to get you moving in the right direction. These are people that you need when you are starting a new venture in life, when you're buying a house, when you're about to have a baby, when you're about to go to college. You need a motivator to help get that extra push. Huh? All right, y'all. You need that extra push for betterment. And also, motivators are here for emotional support in certain situations. In certain situations. Now, you can have more than one motivator in your life, because some people that I found in my experience that are motivators, sometimes they're motivators in one area. They are good at, girl, they will motivate you to have a baby. You hear me? They will motivate you on something that is just their bread and butter. So it's okay to have more than one motivator, just as well as we have more than one type of motivational speaker. Now, me personally, when I don't have a motivator in that role, I do go to YouTube and I will select a motivator, and you gonna be that person, that YouTube video, that person that does all these motivational videos. That's gonna be my motivator until I find my personal motivator. So it doesn't have to be someone that you know. Okay, just in my experience, doesn't have to be somebody that you know. But just like guardian angels and spirit guides, you want somebody that's unique to you as an individual. So yeah, it's good to go ahead and get somebody that's unique to you as an individual. Okay. Got your motivators. Got your motivators. Accountability partners. Accountability partners. These are the ones that hold you accountable on actions that you set for yourself, baby. Not what they want for you, but what you keep running your mouth and saying that you want to do, right? If you have goals and plans in place around these goals, these are the ones that's going to keep you together. I got an accountability partner from 2017. Every time she reaches out to me, she always got to keep me accountable about this book I started writing. She'd be like, we'll have good conversations. She'd be like, oh girl, you're looking good. These kids are getting so big. What's up with that book you're writing? You still on chapter 5? But I thought you wanted to reach people with your book. I thought you wanted to reach Keisha. Keisha is the name of your audience. Keisha ain't getting this good information and this advice because you ain't never finished. Boy, I'll be feeling like boo-boo the fool. I'll be like, oh. But you need that. You need someone that's going to be like, hold up, what about this? Or one person on this line as good as that is my baby Twana. When I was writing the notes, because I have my notes on my phone. When I was writing the notes, I was like, I'm me a Twana. Twana, boy, if you tell Twana you got a goal and you trying to start a business or you trying to do this, next time you see Twana, you be like, what's up with that music that you was talking about the other day? You started on that? What you doing with it?
That part.
What you doing with it? Oh, you thought I forgot? I ain't forget. She'll tell you too. She was like, I ain't forget. I heard you say that. Twana is a really good accountability partner. And I was laughing when I was saying this. I was like, my baby be getting these students. I was like, sis, don't miss a beat. But best believe they're going to hold you accountable based on your word. It's on your word and your goals. And they're here to keep you accountable for actions on you that you're supposed to do, regardless if the goal is a personal goal or a business goal or whatever it is. They have knowledge to that goal and they have knowledge to that plan. They have knowledge to those steps. And usually accountability partners, when you miss steps, they'll create steps for you. They be like, yeah, that ain't work out for you. Why don't you do this? They'll keep you on track. I got a typo on there. I just noticed. But that's supposed to be keep on track by your word. And we'll help you redirect. Why don't you do this? Like, bruh, you telling me you want to write this book and you're not writing this book. How about instead of you writing it, you talk it and you record yourself and you give it to somebody and they type it up. And it's like, you can't get away with an accountability partner. They will come up with some stuff for you. But it's up to you to know who in your life that you can delegate that role to. It's up to you and your discernment to understand and be aware, who can I pass this and delegate this role to? Okay. But if you do it right and you have the right person, boy, man, any type of goal you tell them, they're going to be like, what happened to this? I thought you was about to buy you a new car. Huh? Also, you don't want to buy the car no more? So why did you say it? That's an accountability. They will keep you accountable. That's the Eve of our people, because that's what Eve was created for in Adam, according to the Bible. Eve was there to be the help meet. It doesn't say mate, it says meet. And when I looked up that word, what it was originally in Hebrew, when it boils down to it, Eve was there to keep Adam accountable. All right, let's move on. Mentors, consultants, coaches. Bruh, you need one of these in your life. And I'm not just saying this because I was a coach. I didn't even know I was going to become a coach, to be honest with you. I didn't know I was going to become a spirituality life coach. I didn't even know that's what I was going to be. But before I became a coach, I was a big advocate of coaches, okay? I was a big advocate of coaches, consultants, mentors, okay? Mentors, consultants, coaches, pastors, oracles, readers, prophets. These are very important people in our self-development, in your spiritual journey. You need these people that have more experience in certain areas that you yourself are trying to be a part of or you just entered into. They are usually professional, but as we know, they can be pastors, oracles, coaches, anything that you need. They are experienced professionals, credible in the area that you need them for, available. Oh, wow, that was a typo. My bad, y'all. I'm transparent, so I'm not scared for y'all to see that I'm slow. Available for one-on-ones, okay? Available for one-on-ones. When I left my ex-husband, it was my first time being divorced. I ain't never been divorced before. Before I got married, they had marriage counseling. You know, they had other women coming up to me, talking to me on how to be a wife or whatnot. But now that I'm going through this divorce situation, I'm like, I don't know what this is. And then on top of that, I was a single parent. And I'm like, I ain't never been a single parent before. And I had an issue with that because I've never been a single parent. I had an issue with it too, emotionally and mentally as well. But I knew that was the position that I was in. I'm not gonna lie. I hired a divorce coach. Yes, they exist. Divorce coaches do exist. They do. I know one. I still follow her, and I'll probably share that information on the group or whatnot. But I hired me a divorce coach because I wasn't thinking right. I was thinking all types of stuff. And I was failing before I even began or gave myself a chance to see how I was as a single parent. I was putting failure on myself already before I even began. I was already in fear of this transitional point in my life. And that was like 7 years ago. I was in big fear. I got me a single mom's coach. Yes, they exist. Because people be like, what? A what? I'm like, yes, they exist. They exist. I got me a single mom's coach and I got me a divorce coach. And I started with them around the same time. And a lot of things that the divorce coach was telling me, my single mom's coach was telling me. So I ended up dropping the divorce coach because she was a divorcee as well. So I went ahead and dropped the divorce coach and stayed with my single mom's coach because she was also helping me get through this divorce. She was also helping me to understand that I'm an individual still. She was helping me to organize myself as a person where I'm handling things on my own without a partner. So I hired me a coach. Ain't no shame in my game. I did. I used to pay that lady $100 a week. And I had homework. I had assignments to do. I had different activities to do with my children that I had to do to get me into this mode of being a single parent and having it be a little easier. And I promise to God that was priceless. God, I promise to God that was priceless because where my mental was and where my emotional state was, I was like, oh my God, I'm a single parent, I'm divorced. I just couldn't get that out of my mental. So hiring a coach, hiring a consultant, hiring someone that I saw as a mentor. And the lady that I was talking about she always asked me about the book, that was my single mom's coach. When she follow up with me, she'd be like, what's up with that book though? How about Keisha? So you just gonna let Keisha drown on her own in this way? And I'd be like, why? Why? But she's still, now that she's not my coach, she's moved into a position of accountability partner. So you can interchange them and they can move as you need. You also might need a ride or die. You need you a ride or die, somebody that's always gonna be there no matter what. No matter what, boy, and they might cut somebody for you. You need that. That's a good tool. All right. So there's different positions that you can create yourself and give a name and delegate. But you do need those top three. You do. And maybe you need multiple of just those top three to get along. Sometimes that can come in one person. Sometimes that can come in two people. Sometimes that could come in a multiple thing of people that you have around you. All right. Using both teams. So you know what a spirit team is now, and we've broken down the different roles that are in a spirit team. You know what an earth team is now, and we have broken down the roles of an earth team. Now, how do we effectively use them? And I'm going to give you guys a few tips from my experience and from learning from others as well. When you wake up in the morning, before you do anything, call on your spirit. And I'm going to repeat this 3 times because this is what I say. I call on my angels, my spirit guides, and my higher self to be with me now. I call on my spirit guides, my angels, and my higher self, those who are here for my greater good and for my greater consideration, to be with me now. I call on my angel, my spirit guides, and my higher self, those who are here for my greater good and my greater consideration, to be with me now. I call the whole team. I call the whole team. After I call the whole team, I start speaking intentions for them. Because what's the point of having a team if you yourself is not giving them direction? Huh? What's the point of having a team if you're not giving them direction? All right. So sometimes I do a little something like this in the morning. If I don't call on my whole spirit team and I'm feeling a certain type of way and I just really feel like I need to be protected spiritually today, I need to be comforted, I say, I call on Archangel Michael to be on the left side of me. Watch anything negative that's coming from the left. I call on Archangel Gabriel to be on the right side of me. Bring me the right way of clarity. I call on Archangel URL to be in front of me. Remove all stumbling blocks in the path of my feet. I call on Archangel Ariel to be behind me. Close all doors that don't need to be open. All the doors that I walk through that no longer needs to be open, close them, Archangel Ariel. In the morning, give them something to do. You know what they're able to do. You know archangels are healers, protectors. Nothing too small, nothing too big for them to help you. Give them a role that you need them to do. When I'm feeling a certain type of way, I'm like, I call on my ministering angels to be with me now. Minister the word of God, the word of truth. Minister encouragement into me right now. When I feel a certain type of way and I don't want to be in my flesh and start any trouble with anybody, I call on my warring angels to come with me right now. I know there are more working for me than they are against me. I ask you to war on my behalf. I ask you to be here for my protection. Give them something to do. All right? Same way with your earth team. All right? So say, for example, you're having an issue with something, a situation that calls for creativity. So you can call on your angels that are able to unblock your creativity. But why stop there? Why stop at calling your spirit team? That's intangible, right? Why stop there? Why not couple that with your earth team? Now, since you need creativity and you came up with your plan, now you need support on that. So you call your support earth team role. And you're like, look, man, I have this creativity thing I want to create. Like, I just really want to do this. And they encourage you to go ahead and follow your dreams. Or you already have a plan for all of that for your creativity project. So you call your accountability partner and you're like, hey, I want to be done with this creativity project within 3 months. Please keep me accountable. You know it's hard. You know I get blocked with my creativity and I get distracted and I'm like, let me do something else and I never finish. Please hold me accountable. Call me every now and again and see what I've done, what my progress has been. Or if it's a creativity situation, but this is a thing that this part of creativity in your project you've never really done before. So you call on your mentor for advice, so on and so forth. You couple them together. It's awesome. You can use them individually. Awesome. But when you couple them together, it's powerful. When you are aware that, hey, I done told Archangel Michael that I want this to be done. I need this from him. Hey, I done told my guardian angel, I done told my spirit guide, Cecily. They do have names, the spirit guides. I didn't mention that to you guys. I do ask them their names. I'm like, what's your name is? Huh? That was a name back then? Damn. Anyway, anyway, they do have names. When I call on my spirit guide, Cecily, I know Cecily, I know this is Cecily sending me this message. I know this is Cecily sending me this sign. Confirmation. Confirmation. Now that I got this sign from my spirit guide, I'm about to go to my supporter. I'm about to go to my accountability partner, and we're about to make this ball roll. In other words, you are the decider. You are the decider. So you must decide and delegate things to your teams. All right, discussion time, discussion time. It's discussion time. Yeah. For all you new people, I'm goofy. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. All my new friends, I'm goofy. I'm sorry. Discussion time. Everybody could come off mutist.
I got to get off because I got a 7 o'clock appointment. But I just wanted to say I really appreciated this. This has been so good for me. I'm always trying to bring things full circle and, just balancing just things out. And so this makes sense to me on so many levels, just
Thank you.
seen and unseen. And so thank you so much. I'm looking forward to staying connected. And yeah, I'm going to jump off of here because I got a 7 o'clock. I had a 6 o'clock. They didn't show up. I was like, okay, I'm going to stay on. This is good. So I got a 7 o'clock meeting, but thank you so much for this. It was such a joy to meet everybody. I'm Shirley, and I hope to check in with you guys again soon. Okay.
No,
Have a good one, Shirley.
Before you go, Shirley, because you RSVP'd for this event, you do get, I forget if it's 50 or 80 points towards my website, towards any coaching or healing services that I have. So
Okay.
anything that you guys RSVP, the reason why I have y'all travel to my website is to, yes, get y'all emails, but also to give you guys points towards my services. Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna have to go back out to the website. And so how do you send the points in an email or is it tracked on the website?
There should be an email that comes to you, but what I'll do for you, Shirley, I'll go into your profile because when you RSVP, it automatically creates a profile. I'll go to your profile where the points are stored and I'll send it to you. It'll be like an email from Queen Seer, okay?
Okay, thank you so much. Y'all be blessed.
You're welcome. Nice meeting you.
Nice meeting you all. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Good night.
Yay. I hope that was incredible for all of you guys. That was something that was a game. When I learned about both of these things in different instances in different years. But once I did learn about Earth teams, I'm like, it's like a spirit team that I can create. I'm like, I'm in control of this one. Right? Because there's some spirit guys and people on your spirit team you might not like that much. They might get on your nerves, be like, oh my God, But when you have an Earth team, that is something that you create. And it was a game changer for me in my spiritual walk once I discovered Earth teams and coupling them together. So I learned about spirit teams from a spiritual person, and I learned about Earth teams from a logical person that was doing mental health. So let's mix that spirit and that Earth together, that logic together, and let's cover ourselves. I was like, this is a really good way to cover ourselves during our self-development journeys or our spiritual journeys, because that Earth team is so logical and tangible. It's that. And then your spirit team is so divine. So let's put that all together for the betterment of us. And that's what I was doing. I was using my spirit team and my earth team together. And trust me, the elevation, it goes fast. It goes fast. And you're like, dang, I got far just by doing this. Dang, wow. It goes pretty quick once you couple it together, because now you're covered on a lot of ends that you weren't covered, and a lot of questions that you may have had, concerns or issues, become a lot better to control or get over or find solutions for. Okay,